upstate rats, so we made it to demolition day. And just like in the other part one, I want to get this completely disassembled so I can make a list of things I can reuse before I go out and buy materials, because we're going to try to keep the budget as low as possible because we're trying to keep this under $200. But let's start by taking these sheets off first. So something I admit saved me money last year, causing me annoyance this year, is that because this was made in one piece instead of like the quarter cup I just did, made in two pieces, I had to screw in the 2x4s from the doorways and then slide it back, which means I need to disassemble it from the doorways. So I'm going to shut the camera off because I want to do this really fast. I don't want to lose all the heat in here because it's cold outside. But I kind of wish I did two pieces. So we're fully apart, and I thought it was funny. I was on the last piece of wood, small piece, and I'm yanking on it, can't get it out. And I realized it was held in by, I don't know if you'll be able to see, there you go, a broken drill bit. So sometimes that's how construction goes. Right now what I need to do though is I need to clean out the area right here. Try to get as much sawdust as I can and take the old sheet that was the actual bank surface and put down on the floor, so I'm starting off on a nice level plane instead of trying to cut my edges and that to have this little step in them. If I ever move locations, if I ever have another property, I would have to rebuild it completely again, the framing, and fingers crossed that I really like this setup and it stays around for a while, and I just changed the top sheets out. Well, this worked out pretty well. So this is a 48-inch sheet, the one with my logo on it, and the space over here is 48.5 inches. So I'm gonna have a little gap near the wall, but this area was always designed to have a bank on it, so you won't see that, which means I don't have to do any cutting right now, which is nice. We are all fastened to the floor, so the original logo design will still always be here. It'll just be kept in the shadows more. Now I'm going to start rough sketching out and getting dimensions I need for the box part of this, and see if I have enough 2x4s to actually build the entire frame to that. So what I need a box framed out at 12 inches by 91 inches. I'm going to go to the center. I know it's 91, but the center around 45, and I'm going to space out from there 12 inches. And I need it to be built in this particular format because the sides, the 2x4s that I have, are not 91 inches, so they can't go on the outside of the box. They have to go on the inside to give it that little bit more space. Okay, so once again off camera. Anything I do off camera is probably because I'm outside. It's a little warmer than when I was building the quarter pipe, but it's still only maybe 30 degrees. So this does have a slight, I don't know if I can get it to do it, but slight warp to it. It really shouldn't matter as long as I pay attention to levelness when I do the legs, which is the next step. I was going to continue with building the legs, which was going to be 14 2x4s attached together, essentially making 7 4x4s. But my glue is frozen. I usually keep this in the house in my downstairs little work area, but I guess I left it in my shop, so it's frozen. I'm going to try to thaw it out, but something tells me I'm going to have to buy new. So I'm going to change gears, and I'm actually going to cut these old sides down to the new shape just to reuse as much material as possible. So this is like the best reference I can show you to see how mellower we're coming down with it. Because as I said before, so I've built this bank twice in the beginning. First, I made this steeper, which was just a mistake on my part, and it really felt like you had to wall-e it. So I mellowed it down to a point where I thought, because I had never built a bank before, and it still ended up really steep. So for this one, we're bringing it down, we're making it really mellow and really fun. So I was actually able to cut all 4 of them. I grabbed one of the old sides from the old quarter pipe and was able to cut 2 of them from one side. So awesome. That saves me even more money on material. I need to do like 1 or 2 more things here, and I can finally put together like a finalized list. Well, we made it to day 2, and I left off with this frame is built, and all the legs are built, and all the sides are cut. But right now I need to trim all the legs because this video is more focused around getting the ledge done, and then in part 2 we'll take on the ramp bank itself. So I need to trim them down to their final dimensions, and we can actually install the ledge against the wall. So the last thing I have to do is add a 2x4 directly below the one that's pre-existing, which may give me a hair bit of issue. You can kind of see I'm starting with wood that was used to build something else already. So I don't know if you can see, kind of using that straight line as your reference. It's got a slight bow to it. I don't think it's going to affect anything. You might feel it when you skate, but it's not that bad, honestly. So now we can get a general size comparison on what this will be. It will come out just a hair past where it was before, and it's obviously not super tall. Everything is nice and mellow, but I kind of got to change this video a hair. Calling it quits tonight. I have chores to do and dad duties to do, but the entire frame now is done, so I can finish the box tomorrow. I'm going to be prepping the angle iron by drilling the holes and countersinking them, and then painting it tomorrow night. My goal is to have this done by Wednesday, the ledge specifically. It's Monday right now, so that pretty much all of Thursday I can get the entire frame and sheeting and all that done for the bank itself. My goal is to have it painted by this weekend because I have some Grind King lockers coming. Somehow I managed to snag a pre-order, and I'm super hyped because I've been needing trucks for a very long time. So definitely stay tuned for that video, guys. But I'm going to call it a night right here, and I will see you tomorrow. Day 3 of building the ledge. This is where we left off with the full frame built now. I have a sheet outside the door here on some sawhorses, and I need to cut the pieces that will become the frame. Now, sadly, I cannot paint the angle iron tonight, and it's my mistake. I was very busy at work, and on my lunch period, I drilled the holes in all the angle iron, but it completely slipped my mind to cut them to size. So tomorrow, I need to trim them and just drill 4 more holes. So it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. But right now, I need to get these pieces cut and installed because it's late and I'm tired. So the ledge, as far as we are concerned in this episode, is done. Next episode, I'm going to be starting, obviously, on the bank itself, but it is looking good. Now, of course, things don't line up, perfectly. Like, you can see there's some small gaps and stuff like that. It's not the end of the world. As I said, I do need to cut these down more. Now, I did buy a new chamfering bit. Look how amazing that is. Irwin really knows what they're doing, so happy I spent the $11 on that and not used some of my old ones. But now it is time to be honest and look over here. These are 2 missed cuts. This is what happens when you work tired. It's not the end of the world. I have another project coming soon-ish, probably in a month or 2, and these will be perfect for parts of that. So I'm not that mad. If you guys did enjoy this video, and as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. This is going to be sick. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be able to do on it because I have never skated a bank to ledge. Skate parks in Pennsylvania, besides Woodward, really isn't that good. But I hope you guys are enjoying the building process and the remodeling of Incognito Skate Park and the skating. Have a great day and keep pushing forward, guys.